Dutch school system is like an onion. On the one hand, it can actually be really useful to your meal, add flavor, and just leads to different layers upon layers upon layers upon layers. On the other hand, it could also make you cry.
You call me, I'm busy, when you need me, I'm busy, can't you see me, I'm busy, busy.
Goedemiddag, dames en heren, jongens en meisjes. My name is Deborah, student, singer, songwriter, and everything else in between. But today, my name is Professor Deborah because I will be schooling you on the Dutch high school system. My first ever video on this channel was actually a vlog as to how I went to a Dutch high school, and you guys had like a billion, bazillion, jillion questions to ask me on Instagram that I could not answer all, so I just thought, why not just make a video and show you how I did it instead. Now, a quick disclaimer, I will be talking about the Dutch high school system because that's what I mostly went through. I know there are a lot of options, which is why I compare the school system to an onion, is because there are a lot of options and different routes that you can take to get your desired education. Today, I will be talking about those that I've encountered, those that I've heard of, and those I know of and experienced myself. So if I miss out anything and you guys want to add more information that I wouldn't even know, leave it down in the comments below. I am not a teacher, but hopefully my journey can be somewhat of help as a way to navigate your way through the Dutch school system this year. I wanted to talk a bit of my experience to give you guys a little bit of background as to why I think I have the audacity to sit here and tell you how to run your life. In 2018, in November, I started at a place called ISK, which is translated into Internationale Schakeljaar, which means International Bridging Classes. ISK is a school basically that just allows you to be able to learn the sufficient level of Dutch that you'd possibly need to move on to your further institution. When I came into the ISK, I had zero knowledge, zero understanding, and no idea what the hell I was doing. But by May 2019, I achieved a B1 in the Dutch language, which is pretty quick. Yeah, it took 4 months. B1 is the standard certification that you need to be able to go to a Dutch high school, especially for HAVO. With that B1, I was able to move on forward. As of June 2019, I also achieved a B2 certification, doing a separate test for another entrance exam. So altogether, with my HAVO 4 certificate, I was able to go to a VAVO. A VAVO allows you to be able to obtain your certificates within a short amount of time, whether in different parts, say if you just need maths or English, or to be able to obtain the whole entire diploma at once. And that is where I went to in September 2019, which prompted my first ever vlog video, which you guys, a lot of you reacted to, and that was a video that actually blew up on my channel. June 2020, I finished my HAVO diploma, which combined year 4 and year 5 together. HAVO 4 and HAVO 5 normally take 2 years to be able to complete, but I did it within 1 year, which was super stressful. It was hella stressful. It was a lot, especially being new into the educational system. But with all of that, I graduated in June 2020. Now that we've talked about me, let's talk about you and how you can achieve your certificates within your desired amount of time. Now, this normally goes without saying, but you'd be surprised how many people are stuck within this step. Learning an intensive amount of Dutch is going to be extremely necessary. Whether you're going out to the shops or whether within your actual education, you need to learn Dutch ASAP. Before stepping into any of the phases or in the institutions I'm about to mention, your Dutch language level must be sufficient, and it must be at a minimum of B1. Some institutions actually require you to have a B2 sometimes, and for university, when you do your master's, they're required to have a C1 certification. So learning Dutch as soon as possible will be your best bet. And before you even step into these institutions, you are required to be able to have some sort of physical evidence that you are certified with a sufficient amount of Dutch. Whether it's Staatsexamens and T2, with that diploma, for example, you can be certified with a level of B1 or B2. Universities also offer a Schakeljaar, which is basically a bridge year in which they allow you to be able to take certain certificates. Do it as soon as possible. It'll save you a lot of time, a lot of tears, and a lot of money if you just learn the language. Know what you want to study, know what you want to be, and don't doubt yourself. Each level of secondary education in the Netherlands has an end goal. Rather than just aiming to educate you within one line to be able to get your high school diploma and then choose where you want to go, in the Netherlands it's much more specified. You choose an institution that allows you to be able to pick a certain direction of life. Whether it's an MBO, for example, which is much more geared towards getting you to work right after you graduate, more vocational jobs such as hairdressing or mechanical work, or more work-orientated education, then you choose an MBO. If you want a best of both worlds, more research and also work experience, you can go for HAVO, which is also known as the University of Applied Sciences. Or if you want to go straight up research and you want to go for big guns such as medicine, dentistry, just basically know where you want to be. That will enable you to be able to look at the complicated puzzle. That will enable you to be able to look at the complicated puzzle of the system and know where you want to start to where you're going to go as your end goal. The best part is that all high school diplomas are interlinked with one another. If you graduate with a VMBO, for example, you can either continue to an MBO school or you can use a VMBO to be able to complete your HAVO diploma. You can use your HAVO diploma to go to HBO or University of Applied Sciences, or move forward and continue to university. So either way, with one diploma and the other, you can be able to jump. Well, not jump. Jump is a little, is a big word. Let's say you'll be able to move along the line from one education to the other. If you've been following the last two steps of this whole entire video, you've now gotten your Dutch certification and you know where you want to study and how you're going to begin. But you can't just show up in the gates and say, hey, take me now, I'm ready. No, you need to be able to show that you have sufficient previous background knowledge to be able to take on this level which you started. It's time for you to prove your academic worth and show your previous education. You're gonna need evidence to be able to show everyone of what you've done in your life so far. For me, for example, I finished the 11th grade. That was equal to a HAVO 4 certification. That allowed me to be able to say, hey, I can continue in this level because I've done something like this before. So you'll know that I won't immediately crash and burn, and the subject is actually familiar to me. You're gonna need either your old diploma or certification or a transcript. You're gonna need this certificate or diploma to be able to be translated and also to be evaluated to see where it fits on the Dutch school scale. So you can do this through different sites such as NumFic or IDW, otherwise known as ADV. Getting your diploma or certificate translated with these institutions will save you a lot of time and stress, because by the time you visit the institution, you would have known your worth and your capabilities. There are a lot of different options that you can take outside of a standard high school education. First up that I had experienced is VAVO, Voortgezet Algemeen Volwassenenonderwijs, or Secondary Adult Education. A VAVO is an institution that allows you to obtain your diploma or certificates within a shortened amount of time. VAVO is generally for students 18 years and older, but in certain instances, you can actually get something called an outsourcing, otherwise known as an uitbesteding. An uitbesteding actually comes from another high school or institution which will sponsor you to be able to follow this adult education. If for some reason you cannot attend the high school, they can outsource you to this VAVO education in which you can be able to get your certificates or diploma. Staatsexamens are a great way if you don't want to be involved with the institution and just be able to get your diploma independently without anyone disturbing you. Basically, you're practically responsible for your own outcome when it comes to state exams. exams. However, before you jump on the state exam train, do remember that it does cost money. Each subject varies within the prices and can vary within 100 euros to 60 euros to 90, depending on which subject you decide to take. With Staatsexamens, there's also a package in which you can take the 8 Staatsexamens that you need, and that will eventually lead to a diploma. But I think that's around 600 euros. I'm not sure how much it is. So it is a little bit costly. And also, since you'll be studying independently, you also have to remember the costs for everything extra. Your books, any extra tutoring, you have to add all those costs together and make sure it's something you can afford, and if it's something that it's worth it for you. Schakeljaar is actually known as a bridge year, and it's a bit of a wild card. See, some universities actually offer this bridging year into certain courses. Not all, of course, but some. The Schakeljaar allows you to be able to complete your Dutch language level. For example, if you're already sitting on an A2, almost a B1, they will encourage you to be able to continue for a B1 or B2 certification, which means at the end of the Schakeljaar, you will have done examinations to prove that your Dutch level is sufficient. Depending on which Schakeljaar you attend, they also encourage you to be able to take certain subjects at a VAVO to prepare you for your desired course. However, it's a bit of a wild card because it is not a certain guarantee that you will get into that course. Some courses have much more requirements. For certain courses, you just have to get a diploma straight away, and there is no way around it. Anyways, that is all I have for today. I hope you guys enjoyed this content. Let me know if you guys want to know more about my school experiences. If you guys have another video as to how I learned Dutch pretty fast, let me know down in the comments below. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And peace out.